Happy Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I want to invite you to my beautiful luxury residential resort in Zanzibar, Tanzania, in the beautiful Indian Ocean. 7 days, 6 nights, all transportation, pamper chef, festivities, excursions, beautiful sun, warm water beaches, and all you have to do is hit me with $100. That's right, 3 easy payments of $100. Get you a bucket list trip in paradise with DJ the Money Coach. First 24 only. I'll see you in paradise.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever time you're watching this. Welcome to another episode of Family Finance Fridays. And this show is brought to you by the DJ, the Money Coach team, and the 7 Spheres of Money Systems. And before we go to tonight's beach, hit that like button, share this video with at least 5 people. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can receive the notifications and you can play a role in helping us spread the message and the good news about the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind, and we invite you and all of you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. And tonight's beach is the meaning of a real Thanksgiving. So, DJ, the Money Coach, how you feeling tonight?
You know what I say, Nick? Any day above ground with your health is a great day to be alive, and today is no exception to the rule. So I feel spectacular, fabulous, in great shape, great mind. Man, had a great week. Going to top it off with a great night. Going to check out Gladiator 2 with Denzel when I get off this podcast with my sons. It's last week it was dad and daughter's night out. This week is dad and son's night out. So it don't get no better. Don't get no better than that, man. So I'm excited, man. Hey, welcome to the broadcast. All you guys, you're watching Family Finance Friday, the meaning of real Thanksgiving. We hope that you guys are getting in, settling in, have safe travels. We know a lot of people are going by planes, trains, and automobiles, getting to their loved ones, or their loved ones are coming to them. This is one of the, rare times of the year that we actually all come together in fellowship. It's a great thing, and we should be able to do it a lot more than we do it, and I have to say that to myself as well. We should be able to spend time with our loved ones, our moms, our dads, our sisters, our aunts, our uncles, our children, our great friends, because that's what life is really about. It shouldn't be about out this hustling and bustling and trying to make a dollar, even though 98% of the things we do in this world requires, currency. But the best part of life is that you live and then you enjoy it with the people who love you the most. That's what gives you the ultimate wealth, because at the end of the day, you're not going to take any of these things with you when you are, expired in this physical entity called a body. So all we want to do in today's episode is just talk about, hey man, what is Thanksgiving about? At the end of the day, it's about giving true thanks, honor, respect, and love to the people who've gotten you where you are, who have benefited you throughout your life and gave you blessings and grace and taught you, how to live a high quality life and know what your general purpose is in life. And what, most importantly, to be an authentic you. I think right now in today's world, no, I don't think I know, a lot of us are living an inauthentic reality. We're just a lot of avatars out here. And what do I mean by that? Because most people in today's world are chasing 2 currencies. They're chasing money and they're chasing attention. They have attention deficit disorder. And it's unfortunate because I hate to say it, but I would venture to say that 90% of the people that you see on these platforms are inauthentic people, and they are a shell of themselves, and they're very fake, phony, and fraudulent. Because when you catch them out in the real world, they don't even believe the stuff that they're saying on these platforms. They're doing things that are sensationalized just to get likes, generate, currency in terms of sponsorships and dollars, and they're not authentic. I think one of the things you ought to be grateful, if you're watching this show and you are your authentic self, then I would applaud you. And most people who watch our show are authentic people. They don't have a fear of speaking their truth. Now, there's a thing called diplomacy, and a thing called dignity of that nature, where you know when the perfect and the proper time to speak truth to everything. And sometimes you have people say, hey man, I'm just telling you the truth, but then they come across the wrong way. But what I mean by this is authentically love yourself. First and foremost, love yourself. Man, it's to the point now that in our community, and this is sad to say, because this is the festival time of the year, man. I've been listening to my favorite radio station, 99.1 Sunshine Station, and all it plays is Christmas music now. And that keeps you up and keeps you live and fervent. But here's the thing I'm starting to realize, and it's starting to normalize this perception, which is becoming a reality, is that every time I turn on anything, be it, and I'm talking about visual, spectrums. Anytime I turn on any type of visual medium and I see a Black woman, man, I have to tell you, man, it is alarmingly, and I can say this with all truth and honesty and all authenticity, that, man, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, and this might be a generational thing, but I think it's spilling over into all of our generations, is that, man, 90% of the time I turn on these platforms, be it television, be it these social mediums, and I see a Black woman, it doesn't matter primarily what her age is, but the reality is this: I see an inauthentic representation of a Black woman. I don't mean who they are in terms of what they believe in. I mean, in what they have in terms of self-hatred of themselves physically. And this is alarming, because every time I turn on any one of these platforms, Nick, I see fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails, body enhancements. And at first, man, it used to be alarming to see it, and I really didn't pay much attention to it. But now, man, it's just like having the alternative lifestyle forced upon you to make it think that it is normal biologically. You almost are starting to think that it's normal that Black women wear fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake fingernails, and fake enhancements to their body. And I'll be honest with you, man, I was watching a show, and I usually can tell the fake stuff, and I absolutely had a hard time telling if this young sister's hair was real or not. And that's a sad statement, because at the end of the day, you ought to be thankful for how God made you. You ought to dig deep inside and show self-love for oneself and see that God made you perfect in his image. And it has become a pandemic of, man, gigantic proportions that every one of us, it used to be, it was a ratchet thing. Now, professional Black women, fake hair, I'm talking about elongated eyelashes, these elongated fingernails with the vampire points on the end and stuff. I mean, man, it is just repulsive. And I can't imagine when that person goes home and they take off all that stuff. I best believe that they probably sleep in that stuff. And you're probably saying right now, the title of the show is The Meaning of Real Thanksgiving. Well, this is the real Thanksgiving, because if you can't look yourself in the mirror, young lady, middle-aged lady, older lady, and you can't see the love of who you really are as God made you, then it doesn't matter what comes out of your mouth. I can't take you serious. It's nothing wrong with, putting a little mascara on, a little bit of foundation on, some lipstick, but we have gone way off the ledge. And gentlemen, how can you be thankful when you're endorsing and you allowing this to be part of your reality? It's astonishing. And there are situations, ladies and gentlemen, that you have a medical situation, alopecia or something like that occurred, that you have to have this to give yourself self-esteem and confidence. But 95% of the time, man, you're chasing a false representation of an image that is more reflective of people that don't like you, love you, or care about you, but you're out here espousing about all these isms. But when you get up in the morning and all the education, all the dignity and self-pride you have, and you got to get up and you got to put on all this fake stuff, you are the epitome of self-hate. And you really aren't thankful for who you are. And I really don't care how you receive this, because right now you are the one that's pushing the envelope, and you're pushing consumerism to all-time highs, and you're not pushing value and real thanks for life, love, peace, and prosperity, because you're too concerned with outdoing your fellow woman. You're not putting on this fake stuff for my approval, for Nick's approval, for the husband's approval, for the boyfriend or the guy you're interested in. You're putting on it to one up that other ratchet chick. And for some reason, professional women have dummied themselves down and lowered their standards, where now they're making their norm wigs, extensions, crazy nails, enhancements. And I think I just fell back into 1988. I'm going to get you, sucker. Amazing. I hope that if you're watching this and you really are thankful for your life that God gave you and the hair he gave you, your natural, beautiful, thick hair that God gave you, your amazing complexion. I am so thankful that I am a Black man, that I have the benefit of seeing all beautiful Black women in all shades, hues, and colors of the rainbow, that no other culture, no other race or group can have that privilege. It's like my man, Dr. Umar, and I don't agree with him on much, but he said, hey, man, why you got to go outside of your race when we got all different hues in our race. He said, hey, you want a light one? Man, we got latte. We got, cappuccino. We got dark chocolate. We got caramel. We got butterscotch. Man, I'm telling you, I am thankful to have the ability to see these amazing Black women in their natural bodies, their natural beauty, their natural nails, hair, eyelashes, lips, the most beautiful lips that you can ever see on the planet, that now everybody is pumping up theirs, and you can't tell the difference between ours and theirs. So I just had to say something about that, because I said, man, it is becoming ridiculous. Turn on and you see your congressman all faked out. You see your senator all faked out. Your mayor all faked out. Imagine the time you got to spend in the mirror doing all this stuff, wearing these bonnets and all this crazy stuff, because you really don't love yourself. So what can you be truly thankful for? And in the process, you're enriching the Koreans, the Indians, the Caucasians, the Asians. And what are you getting? You're getting head problems, skin problems, all this craziness. But I'm not going to make this, show about that 100%. But man, sisters, wake up. Be awake. And maybe when you wake up, you will really understand what Thanksgiving is about. It's about God, family, fellowship, true love for oneself and one's family, one culture, one race. Embrace what we have that nobody else has. Get back to making those great meals, playing spades, bid whist, dominoes, chess, checkers, Uno, speed. Man, all these great things. I'm telling you right now, we're going to do our shows when we talk about the top Christmas movies, the top Christmas songs. We're going to roll those out over the next couple of weeks, because this is what the season is really about. And if you're fortunate to have your parents still with us, embrace them, love them, encourage them. Have your children around their grandparents so they can, pass on the true, real meaning of Thanksgiving. It's not, hey, let's go out and become masterful consumers. It's the complete opposite. But we're just going way off the cliffs. And unfortunately, the consumer in your house is leading you, and it's not the man, it's the woman. So those are some of the things that I want you guys to think about. And then I would encourage you, take out a list and write down all the things that you are truly thankful for that have nothing to do with money. Think about your community. Think about your neighbor. If you got great neighbors and you got a great community, man, you ought to be thankful for that. If you have, an immediate family, an extended family that can step in your stead and help you out with your children or whatever like that, man, be thankful for that. How about go old school on them and write them a letter? Not an email, not a text, not a chat GPT, but how about, taking pen to paper, a novel concept, and write a letter of gratitude and let them know how thankful you are. Or perhaps if you want to be a little lazy, shoot a little personal video instead of a selfie and give them a memory that will be priceless. I mean, that's the encouraging part about that. And what made me think about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that I went to a community event in my neighborhood, which haven't participated in years, because I was like, you know what? It's not worth it because they're just not putting the time and the effort in. But they kept sending me the email saying, hey, this is going to be a nice professional adult event. We know we haven't done this in a while. Come on out and let's celebrate a little bit. And then I started noticing throughout the week how they start putting up the nice little, Christmas trees, and they put up the little drummer guys, and they changed things, and it started looking a lot better. I was like, man, okay, somebody's putting some effort and some thought behind this. And I actually was thankful that the exterior part of our gated community looked better than I have seen it in a few years. So I said, you know what? What is it going to hurt me to go over here to our, community center and see what's going on? And I thought to myself, I said, it's not going to be hardly anybody there. Probably going to be about 15, 20 people, even though, we have 1,200 homes in our, master plan community. I said, nobody's coming out there, but I don't really have much to do. Let me just swing by. And so I swung by. I didn't go, it was from 6 to 8. I got in there about 6:45, something like that. And to my surprise, Nick, cars parked all the way up and down the block, like they were giving away free money or something else. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. Man, I can't even get into the parking lot. So I'm like, okay, there must be something going on in here. So I found, a parking space, albeit I could have walked because it's only like 4 blocks, from my house, but being lazy, got good health, I should have just walked my butt there like a lot of other people did. Shame on me. But I got lazy, ladies and gentlemen. So I go in, there's people outside, they're giving out little gifts and little, trinkets and stuff. I'm like, oh man, okay. I started feeling a warm, fuzzy feeling. Like it kind of took me back to when I was in elementary school, and I went to our I grew up, I went to a Catholic private school. Thank my mom for putting me in it. And every year I used to get excited about this time because when we got out of school, the last week we would have this mass, and then they would give out these massive Hershey chocolate candy bars. I'm talking about them big boys. And we would have potluck. I was, doing Thanksgiving. Everybody would bring some type of, meal, and everybody got together and everybody knew everybody. So I started getting that nice, fuzzy, warm feeling. Even though I went there by myself, I didn't feel like, I was going to be a stranger. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to go, because I was like, man, I don't want to go out here and I don't want to be inauthentic just to chummy it up with people I'm never going to see again. But as soon as I start walking up the stairs and they're handing out the little, little drinks and the little, little hors d'oeuvres, I'm like, man, this is real nice. So I walk in and lo and behold, man, I see a couple of people I haven't seen in a few years. Hey, how's it going? Don't remember their names, but you remember their faces, right? So, I'm in there. I got the DJ, the Money Coach stuff on. We're, chopping up easy. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's in a good festival mood. We're having conversations and everything and talking about sincere stuff about the improvement. Everybody's talking, man, hey, you see what they're doing over here with the community? You see how they did this over here? They doing that. And I see they got the display and they're talking about all the improvements they're going to do in the community. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. Then I'm looking in the rec center, in the community center. I'm like, whoa, hold up, man. They redid the floors. They didn't put new furniture and everything in. And first thing popped my man, I got to rent this place out. And then serendipity happens. And one gentleman, he just comes across the room. He said, hey, man, you mind if I ask you a question? I'm like, no problem. What would you like to ask me? He said, hey, man, I noticed you got this, this Zanzibar shirt on, man. You been to Zanzibar? I said, yeah, man, I've been to Zanzibar several times. I said, why you ask? He said, because my wife's from Tanzania and we were just in Zanzibar from June to August. I said, no kidding. I said, you know what? Reason why I go a lot, because I actually own a resort in Zanzibar. Man, now you know we're engaging in natural, good conversation. And man, I end up talking. They've got a young daughter around the age of my youngest daughter. We start talking to the president. Now everybody's engaged. We exchanging information. And man, it felt like family and community. And it's not because, folks, we talked about something that I own. It was because we connected on real things that mattered. And I looked at it from a perspective as here's a couple who has a young, sharp daughter. She's the only child, just a year younger than my youngest daughter, live right down the street, couple of blocks away. Boom. Guess what? We exchanged information and I'm going to take my daughter over to their house and introduce them. And I know they're going to hit it off. And then another thing, their daughter's been to Tanzania because her mom's born and raised in Tanzania. So now I got a way to connect the dots because, you know, I've been trying to get my children to come over with me in just time and space. Now I got somebody, she'll be say, oh yeah, speak a little Swahili, boom. Who knows? Might have just made a contact that can become a friend for life. And that's all because we have new people on our board who started to show that they love the community just as much as I love the community when I moved into it over a decade ago. And we were talking about how we would come out in the cul-de-sac and everybody every other Friday and have a little, you know, block party. You know what I mean? All the things that you did that didn't have anything to do with chasing all this frivolous stuff. What if we decided to get back to that? What a world will we be in? And if we decided to be truly, authentically ourselves, that had dignity, decorum, know how to agree to disagree with people without being, you know, in this mode, but be more like in this mode. And that's really what the essence of real Thanksgiving is all about. And helping those who are less fortunate and lifting up those who have some doubts and they need to be encouraged. Well, they know they have a community behind them, lifting up and making better instead of always getting on these platforms and sensationalizing stuff for the sake of the two currencies that you want the most, but add the least value to your life. You want to, you know, appease that attention deficit order, which this is designed to create more and more of it, in the hopes that you will garner some dollars so you can go out and buy stuff to impress people who don't like you, who don't care about you, because they just want what you got. How about reaching back and tapping in and contact that friend that you lost contact with, or that brother or that sister you become estranged from over some silly stuff? Man, I'm going to say shout out because, again, I had the pleasure of putting my ego aside and had a chance to, you know, go fellowship with my former best friend that was my best friend for like 12, 15 years, and had a chance while I was in Florida in October, and went by his house because I had a professional event to attend and he happened to live about an hour away, and we had a chance to reconnect. And since then, man, we've been communicating, building that bridge back. It's like, man, what were we riffing about? Foolish stuff. You know what it was? It was envy, insecurity, all about dollars that didn't make sense for all the value that we had, that now both have accomplished what one want to accomplish. There's no competition and never should have been any competition, because we should have been thankful that we were rising each other's game, raising each other's game. So I would have to encourage you, if you're watching this program, take pen to paper, give thought into what is really important to you. And you're going to find out in your top 10, when everything's equal, money and attention is not going to be at the top of your list. Now, I will say this. There are people who are struggling, financially real struggle, that money is at the top of the list to provide decent, domicile, sustenance. But the majority of you, that's not the problem. Your problem is you want more stuff when that's not going to make your life better quality. Because I don't know, maybe I might be the only person like this. Man, I've been cleaning out my garage for the last couple of months, just getting rid of stuff that I have not used in years. Instead of being trapped like we did last year, we talked about Black Friday. Are you going to be a shark? Or are you going to be a sheep? Are you going to be, conditioned to buy? And let me tell you, this is psychological warfare, because they have systems based on, behavioral science to make you buy things that you don't need. And we all fall prey to it. I fell prey to it today myself, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hopping on, getting some stuff prepared for our things that we're providing. And all of a sudden I see this little gadget that talks about transcribing 75 different languages through earplugs. And I fell for the okie doke. I have to admit, I bought 3 of them. And I'm thinking to myself, man, come on, man. Really? Now, albeit I spent, less than $100, but the reality is I allowed them to trick me into getting something that I know I'm probably not even going to use, and it probably doesn't even work. Because I want to shortcut the shortcut on learning Swahili better. But I've been seeing, condition, even the best fall for the okie doke too. So real Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen, is about taking inventory of the things that are really most important. And 9 out of 10 times it's not money and it's not attention. It's really your relationship with your founder, your relationship with your family, your relationship with your friends, and your relationship with your community. And if you don't have all of those, but you have absolute great health, hey, that should be number 1 at the top of everybody's list. Because the rest of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen, can be achieved. But if you have bad health, it might be a wrap. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. So right now, if you have great to normal health, make that priority number 1 that you be thankful for. Make that you have a relationship with your maker and your founder. Make that you have a relationship with your family. And if you don't, put in the work to make it a great relationship. Because like I said, at the beginning of this, I don't know what you want to call it, soliloquy or whatever, I said, hey, I'm going to the movies with my sons. It's been a minute since I've done that. But I took the initiative and I said, hey, you know what? Gladiator was one of the favorite all-time movies for me about 20 years ago. And now they got my man Denzel in Gladiator 2. Man, what a great movie opportunity to fellowship with my sons. And I know it's something that they'd be like, oh yeah, let's go check it out. So I hit up my sons. I said, hey, y'all want to go check out the movie? Want to do it tomorrow, Saturday, or Friday night? Friday night's a real good time to go see it late. Yeah, let's do it. I said, all right, after I get off the broadcast, we're going to go do it. I'm going to pick up these tickets, got online, got these tickets, got them discounts. And I'm excited because it really ain't about the movie. It's about us going elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, sitting back and having a great experience. As a matter of fact, the last time we did this was when Bad Boys Ride or Die came out, but my oldest son was at school, but my youngest son and my homeboy Gerald and his sons, where we were able to fellowship, and it was a great time. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the community of you. That's right. You watching this program right now. If you've been loyal and following us and the authenticity of what we deliver, and you don't need to have sensationalism to see people selling their souls for shekels. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the people who allowed us to administer some expertise to help make their lives better because they applied the information from our system. That's really what it's all about. That's the real Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to share this platform with my man Nick Westbrooks. Be going on 5 years in April that this gentleman wrote this amazing testimonial letter almost 6 years ago, talking about how great the exposure to this system was on another platform. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the opportunity to have been on that platform, and I'm going to give them this shout out. Urban X, shout out to Malcolm and the Black Dot in the Urban X community and how vastly you guys have grown and how better you've got at your profession and how amazing a father-son, platform can add value and quality to father and son relationships across all races, ethnicities, classes, because you very rarely see that. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the other 4 people that came together when we put this DJ the Money Coach on this platform to enable us to, get this thing launched and get it up into the stratosphere to make it a something value to the community. I'm thankful to the Classy Climb, and shout out to Ashley Canty, who introduced us to the Classy Climb and allowed us to come on their platform for about 3-4 years and share the gospel of financial education to make lives better. They didn't have to do that. I'm shouting out to the real Dana, who gave us opportunity to be on her platform 2 times and had a great time. Shout out to Dave Williams, Diamond Dave, had us on his platform 3-4 times, and we had a great time sharing the gospel. All these amazing platforms. Shout out to the podcast introduction crew with Mark, who's been getting me on these other platforms and spreading the gospel to what we can help people with. And the most important thing is, if we can help one person, we can change a generation. And that's what it really matters on this platform. And again, staying true to your authentic self. A lot of people in today's world are selling their souls and they're jumping out of windows after that because they can't live with that person that they see in the mirror. It's like Michael Jackson used to say, hey, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. I'm thankful that we as Americans did not give in to the alternative agenda of terminating life and having young children being mutilated and changed into genders that God did not create them as. And I'm thankful that Black men stood up and were accounted for and not falling prey to the indoctrination and the propaganda of the elitists in their community. Because I firmly know that the real black man is going to start standing up and he's going to flex and be a real kingdom man. And that don't mean he does not going to raise his voice. He's going to lead by example, and he's going to be a servanthood leader. And that black woman is now going to give him back the authority to be the leader of his household. And by enabling him to do that, he's going to bring back together the community. And then we're going to see a reverse trend of dignity, respect, grace, and gratitude in our own house. And that's going to spread through the community, and it's going to make us stronger. That's what real Thanksgiving is about. And then it's not going to be some, out of the way, aberration where you actually are breaking bread with your neighbor. You're going over to their house. They're coming over to your house. You're having community events and you know each other's name. You know their children. Their children know you. And when they address you as an adult. Hello, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, coach this, teacher that. Not trying to speak to you in first name as a child to an adult. I'm thankful that my main man, Nick, is in them streets, in them educational streets, administering wisdom, education, and leadership to young people who very rarely see men in the educational system from K through 12 anymore. Because that's an investment. It's not a sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen, because he chooses to be there. He's had much more options, but as a real man, he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to stand in this gap so that we can foster a community of what real men look like, especially black men. And I'm thankful for the men and the women who stand up and call themselves what they are authentically, and they're not trying to get some DEI, endorsements, money from the government, and they're not sitting up here on their knees calling themselves POCs. Because you're not going to see your other brothers who has a similar complexion you have, but not of the same race, call themselves no POC. So why are you? So how about you embrace what the Creator made you? If you're a black man, a black woman, godly, and you were born without any enhancements, how about love that and then put that work in physically and improve it? Get your health. Get right. Eat right. And you'll see that your beautification can be better because it's natural. See, it requires a lot more work, a lot more sacrifice, a lot more investment than just going down here to the, Korean store and picking up that crap, which ain't no good for you. And I'm talking to men too. Man, I was appalled. Show you how I'm out of the loop. You got guys out here wearing wigs. You heard me, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody sent me a video, and this dude who was bald on the crown, he had a wig just like a woman. They putting the glue and stuff on his head, and boom, now he got a full high top fade. I said, man, come on, man. Come on. What we talking about? If God's taking it away, shave it off, brother. You have effeminized yourself. These brothers out here cutting their eyebrows and putting makeup on. If you ain't no sportscaster, journalist in front of a high wattage, but what are you doing? You're in the mirror longer than your girl is. So why is no wonder she ain't got no problem with you being effeminate? Be thankful for those people who keep their private sexual lives behind closed doors at their home, and they not trying to broadcast this perversion and reprobate minds that we have nowadays. These are the little things that over the course of the next 30 days, that's going to take us from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Take inventory, set the money aside, set the attention deficit order aside, and just ask yourself, what are you really grateful and thankful for if money and attention deficit order were not part of the equation? Be thankful for that person who referred you to a business or referred you to a scholarship that you knew nothing about and you got, that you maybe weren't as grateful and thankful when you received that endorsement. Be grateful. Hey, if you got 2-3 cars sitting in your driveway and they working and you can drive them and you don't need them, man, be grateful. Be thankful. And most importantly, if you have, matured through life, you have children who are now become young adults, be thankful that they still like hanging around you. And if you don't, if they're healthy and you're healthy, start working your way back to that relationship. And if you're out there and you've been divorced and you have children from, that marriage, and you have a good relationship with your ex-husband or your ex-wife, man, be thankful. Because the system is designed to separate you and cause friction and animosity and animus to keep you apart. Be thankful. And if you have gotten married, remarried, and your spouse, your new spouse, has no insecurities, no angst against your ex, and understand if you have children with that person, it's important for y'all to have a good relationship, that you don't have to be concerned that you are pining for that former person. Be thankful. And if you are in the opposite of that, which is what America wants, find a way to work it out. Because it's not you that's losing, it's your children who are losing. They're the collateral damage. But we're not going to talk about that on these platforms because guess what? That's real. Because when you turn on these platforms, what sells? Sensationalism, negativity, pushing people down, buffoonery. But if you're talking about positive, authentic, real things that we all go through, man, that don't get much traction in these algorithms. So you got to swim upstream and not go with the flow. And if you are a person that swims upstream and you are comfortable and confident in yourself and you don't worry about what people think about, hey, give yourself a big round of applause and be thankful that God made you a thinker, a real one. And see, you'll find a lot of shows that seem to be authentic in our community, and they try to hate on you because you don't vote or go the way they go, but they call themselves, human beings and they are for the community. But if you don't agree with what they immediately start attacking you. Have you noticed that? The main ones talking about, man, we have to have peace. We got to get along. And then you don't roll with them. Immediately, they the first one casting negative dispersions against you. The main ones. It's a shame. So we ought to think about what Thanksgiving is really about. Forget about the Black Friday. Forget about the Cyber Monday. Think about what it is really about. Have you added value? Have you been a servanthood leader to someone that could use your help without them asking for it? Have you been helped? And have you thanked that person and not feeling that you're under their thumb because they did something for you that you truly needed help and they didn't want to do anything but to help you, and you have a healthy relationship with them? I want to encourage you to really think deeply. Take some time. Get some space by yourself. Reflect. Write down your top 10 things that you can be grateful about. Man, do I have a relationship with my maker? Do I have a relationship that's healthy and strong with my family? Do I have a relationship that's good with my neighbor, my community, my church, my synagogue? Ask yourself those questions. Am I highly regarded, highly respected? Do I need to be liked? If that's being liked means I can't be authentically myself, a provider and a merchant for truth, I want to opt out and have respect. So as you're having these thoughts, matriculating and running through your mind, ask yourself, do you have a steward that can help disciple you down the right pathway? So you're currently watching Family Finance Friday, the meaning of real Thanksgiving, 100% authentically yourself, loving thyself in a positive manner. So we're going to take this thing to the break. And we're thankful that you like, share, and subscribe to share the gospel of authenticity with the rest of the community that needs to get this good message. So we'll be right back.
What's happening, everybody? Black Friday is here. We're blowing out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, create $8,333 a month passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today on Black Friday for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training.
All right, welcome back. Again, you're watching Family Finance Friday, the meaning of real Thanksgiving. And I've done a lot of talking, so I'm going to turn it over because Nick rarely speaks unless I am not, here. And I'm thankful that Nick allows me the opportunity to speak constantly. Nick doesn't have an ego problem. He's actually a very strong, confident, silent, strong type. And that says a lot about the character of who he has been brought on this planet, from how strong his mom and dad are, how strong his community are, because he does not ever concern himself about how much time he gets to speak and when and not, because that's just not how he built. And man, I gotta be more like that. Not that I concern myself about my time and speak, but I have to understand that, you know what, we got to have the capacity to share these platforms and allow people to give their value, because Nick is a multitude and a well of amazing information and knowledge, mainly in our history, because he is a scholar. He's a true scholar, and that's something that we don't get a lot to see. So I'm going to turn this platform over to Nick and share with us, man, what is the real meaning of Thanksgiving for you and your family and your community?
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, DJ. And I'm grateful, for you and your leadership and your, stewardship over the past few years, and for the foundation that you built over the past few decades, to get us where we're here now, because it did not happen overnight. And more importantly than being a scholar of history and a scholar of English literature and communications, things of that nature, I am a practitioner of gratitude, which is the meaning of real Thanksgiving. And DJ, you mentioned an important point about putting the pen to paper with, reaching out to our loved ones and expressing our appreciation and our gratitude, and also putting the pen to paper in terms of, just expressing our gratitude internally, even if we don't share it with others. And that's something that I've been practicing often. And I want to express my gratitude to my homegirl, Ro, because she shared with me or gifted me this book and planner, which is about gratitude. And side note, I'm not getting paid for this endorsement, but I wanted to share this with you because it has been very helpful to me in terms of remembering to be grateful and finding all of the things to be grateful for. So this book is comes from a company called Project 369. I know it's kind of hard to see with the background.
There we go.
The Project 369, and the subtitle says "The Key to Happiness: Gratitude Consciousness."
Mm.
And this is an active book, so there's some reading in the front in the first half of it, just about what we seek and the truth about our freedom. But it's an active book too, and it gives you prompts. So let me flip to one of these empty ones. I haven't filled out the book completely, but you can write gratitude letters here, and they give you ideas of what to write about. So for example, this page I just opened here says, reflect on the opportunities for personal growth and self-improvement with each day. Think about the chances you have had to learn, evolve, and become a better version of yourself. And you can write a gratitude letter, to yourself or to someone else, expressing thankfulness for that particular topic or prompt. Then they also have other questions and prompts that you can reflect on and write about. What am I consciously choosing today? What will I appreciate today? What desires am I grateful for? And how can I be the extension of love today? In which love is the highest form of human compassion and understanding. And then they have quotes from various figures throughout our world. And this book helps me to remain grateful. And when you express gratitude, no matter how small or how large that thing is, it opens you up to receive more. It helps you to forget about the lack, because often we think about the lack, what we don't have, but we neglect to be grateful for what we do have. So that's a practice. We say this, about most of the holidays that we celebrate, in addition to Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day. We say that these things should be every day. Thanksgiving is another one of those holidays. Thanksgiving should be every day. Every day we should wake up and reflect on what we're grateful for. But this is a reminder for us to do that this holiday that's coming up next week. And that's that's what I can contribute to the real meaning of a real Thanksgiving.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, send me that information. I'm going to get that book right away. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, who would have known that, you would have been gifted that book? What an apropos thing. And right now, and what we're talking about, we didn't have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We come up with the topics for our shows sometimes last minute off the cuff. And the reality that we are the same, mindset, we're going to attract to us what we are. And that's one of the great things. So, man, send me that information right away, because I definitely like the fact it gives you the prompts that it tells you, hey, here's some things you can be grateful and start, giving you a little stimulation to actually start to put that pen to paper. And I definitely know a couple of letters I want to write right away since we have time. I don't know about you guys, but where we are, our kids get off the whole week. So today was their last day, which is unusual for me because I never experienced that growing up. You just got, Thursday and Friday. So now I can sit back, put some pen to the paper. And guess what? You know what? Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to write an epic, novel. It could be 2-3 paragraphs. It could just be one. Here's the fact that you have never done it. They know that takes time and effort. Time and effort. And that's what we are, miseducated about. Everything's got to be big and better. But you know what? A lot of times it's that small little, innocuous gift that you give to somebody that has more value and appreciation than ever before. And a reason why I was saying that, I was watching this movie because I'm a movie buff, love movies. So I was watching this old classic from like 1962, and when Cracker Jacks was big, and Cracker Jacks used to have the little gifts inside. So this man, inside the Cracker Jack box, it was a ring, and he ended up getting a ring engraved to give it to the girl that he wanted to marry. But the ring meant so much to her because they spent so much time together doing things of great value that she didn't value at first. But then when he was like, hey, I ain't got time for no more of this silliness you got, so I'm out. And he, tossed the ring at her. It was like, hey, I'm out of here. And then she looked up and gathered her senses, like, wait a minute. He's been doing all this for me, putting up with all the BS, and that ring was priceless to her. And she put that ring on her finger, ran back and got him. And the magic was already there. That's the great thing, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, right now, if you can think back and have a moment, and this is another thing that this season does. It actually gives you a chance, just like music, to take you back in time to when life was not serious and it was precious and you wish you could have it again. Just that warm feeling. Just like I said, going to my community center, it wasn't about the community center. It was about the love and the authenticity of the people who wanted the same thing that I wanted. Community. Familiarity. Know each other's name. Hey, yeah, neighbor. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Man, sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone to make things better for everybody. And here's the thing. Take all the emphasis off yourself. They say if you ever get into, a depression or you're down, how about thinking about the other person? And you'll be amazed at how that would lift up your spirits, because that's how God built us. To be selfless, not selfish. Now, there's certain times you have to be selfish in order to create, something of value that's sustainable for your family. But most of the times you should think about other people versus you think about yourself in a vanity aspect. because that's what we get caught up in. And that gets caught into what? Consumerism. I ain't got enough. I'm not enough. I'm not as good as. I got to be better. And that's, Satan doing his best work. Because you already got all the gifts, all the intelligence, and all the talent that you need to be the best you can be and to have the greatest life if you take all the emphasis off of you and start looking at helping others. That's real. So we've been on this platform for a little while. We're going to take one more quick break and we're going to come back and we're just going to, wrap it up, because guess what? We're thankful for your time and your investment of watching us, because you could have your time and your energy somewhere else with somebody else. But you chose tonight on Family Finance Friday to listen to DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks and learn or be re-educated and reinvigorated about the real meaning of real Thanksgiving. So we'll be right back after these words from us for you, with you.
Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to my beautiful luxury residential resort in Zanzibar, Tanzania, in the beautiful Indian Ocean. 7 days, 6 nights, all transportation, pamper chef, festivities, excursions, beautiful sun, warm water beaches, and all you have to do is hit me with $100. That's right, 3 easy payments of $100. Get you a bucket list trip in paradise with DJ the Money Coach. First 24 only. I'll see you in paradise.
All right. Welcome back. You're watching Family Finance Friday. Today's topic is the most important one, the meaning of real Thanksgiving. And we're just going to, re-summarize what that is. Number one, hey, make sure you have a good relationship with your founder and your creator. Number two, make sure you have a great relationship with your family. If you don't, let's work on that. If you have great health or good normal health, above all things, man, be thankful for that. If you have the capacity to interact peacefully, productively, and purposely in your community to make it better, or somebody in your community is making it better for you, providing you with peace, productivity, and purpose, man, be thankful for that. And then if you have the ultimate, relationship that God meant you have is man and woman together in harmony, and you having the ability to be, if you're the man, leader of your house, with an amazing woman that's your wife, to be the completer and not the competer. And you have a wife that has encourage your children to love and respect what you provide for them as a leader, man, be thankful for that. And if you are the man and you have that Proverbs 31 wife, man, be thankful for that. And if you are a thinker who marches to the tune of his or her own drum, and it's the right pathway to be on, that you are not constantly watching all these fake frauds and phonies trying to give you an authentic, representation of what life is about, be thankful for that. And if you have always stood on your principles in the right way, and you have not been swayed by the left, and you love yourself, and you don't have a problem standing alone as a righteous man or a righteous woman or a righteous child, be thankful for that. Because that's really what Thanksgiving is really about. And if you have the chance to have community, have fellowship, and you live in one of them households like soul food, and the family still comes together and they able to chop it up, play some games, watch the football game, do things like that, and y'all come together and have that great time, and grandma or nana is cooking that amazing meal or that pie or that cake or that, macaroni and cheese, all that good stuff, them black eyed peas. You know what I'm saying? If you're able to do that and sit back and, be able to hug and laugh and just be real yourself and being loved authentically for being you, man, be thankful for that, because that is what the essence of real Thanksgiving is all about. The icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen, if you have all of those things and now you do a little bit of, consumerism on Black Friday within reason, be thankful for that. And one of the things you ought to do, hey, look at that person who is less able to take care of his or herself or their family. And how about, break them off a couple of these Benjamins? What is it going to hurt you? Break them off a couple of these Benjamins, right? Without asking for anything. Do it anonymously. Because this is one thing that the Creator says. Don't talk about your charity in public. Do it anonymously. With the right heart, the right spirit, and you will receive, even though that's not the reason why you're doing it. But when I say receive, you will get a blessing, favor, opportunity, things you didn't even know existed because you were constantly watering the plants and building community the right way and being a selfless leader with a servanthood heart. That's what we should be thankful for at the end of the day. Not that I can get, 50, 80, 90% off on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Be thankful that I can do that for someone else. Or be thankful that you can provide that for your children. Or if you're a grandparent, you can provide it for your grandchildren. And you led a great example by your humility. You being a human being and loving everybody, but standing on truth, principle, with dignity. And being a great steward to disciple other people that you can impart a lasting legacy. That's what we ought to be thankful for. And make sure you count your blessings. That's what you should do. So, that's pretty much what we have for you today. And hey, go watch a good movie with your family and your friends. And if you don't have somebody to watch a good movie with, nothing wrong with watching it yourself. Get yourself a good book. And get away from the Harlequin romances and all that crap. The Housewives or whatever. Stop it and eliminate them Tyler Perry movies. Real talk. Get into some Hallmark classics. They actually have Hallmark classics with people that look like you in them. I saw one the other day and I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. Albeit they were Canadians, but hey, they still look like me. They still were brothers and sisters. And hey, man, sometimes being plain and simple and honorable is a magnificent thing. So you're watching Family Finance Friday with DJ the Money Coach and Nick Westbrooks. Today's amazing episode is the meaning of real Thanksgiving. We want you to share, like, and subscribe. And matter of fact, how about share it with 5 people? How about help us get these, word out to a lot more people? And see, here's the thing that, the Messiah said, hey, the best way to make impact and change is to get outside of your circle and get uncomfortable sharing the gospel with some people who are non-believers. Yeah, get out of that comfort zone a little bit. Because if you're always around people constantly think like you, hey, you need to switch it up a little bit and go spread some of that gospel with you. And you know what? Another thing to be grateful about. Think about any relationship that you had somebody who didn't see things the way you saw them, but they stayed the course, and you see them start to mature and start to make better ways and better decisions because you stood on principles of righteousness. And now you can see the small changes in them, and for the better, because you eliminate some of their insecurities. You encourage them. You lifted them up. And now they are starting to blossom. It's nothing greater. And this is where I understand why women love flowers, especially roses, because if you ever see them when they first start to bloom and then they get full blossom, man, they look spectacular and they smell great. So how about you water some flower or some rose in your life and see them come into full maturation of a beautiful pageantry of an amazing woman or amazing man, because you stood in the gap and you were thankful for the gifts and the blessings that God gave you. And you, as a servanthood leader, you blessed them by being selfless. So I've said all I need to say on this amazing Friday, November 22nd. We wish everybody an amazing, real Thanksgiving on this upcoming Thursday. And as Nick said, you don't have to wait to Thursday to be thankful and start giving. So how about you do it today and make a contribution on behalf of the message that really matters in the heart of people. And instead of us coming apart, how about we come together? How about you knock on your neighbor's door and say, hey, how you been? And I know we've been living across from each other for a while, but I just want to tell you, 2025, I'm making a purpose to get to know you better and be of value to your life and your family's life. And that's going to take a little bit getting out of the comfort zone. But you know what? You can do it because I'm going to do it. So I'm going to turn over to my man, Nick, to sign us out of here. And I'm going to go check out The Amazing Gladiator 2 with my man, Denzel. And I hope it's a great movie, but it's going to be a great experience because I'm going to be with my sons like a real black man should be.
Yes, yes. And of course, we're thankful for all of you, whether you've been with us, since 2020, or if you just getting introduced to us in 2024. We appreciate you being here, your presence, your business, your comments, all of it. We're grateful. We're grateful for you, and we look forward to building with you in the future. And we wish you a pom-pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. And like I said in the beginning, we invite you to come join us on the beaches of the world. And your beach doesn't have to have sand and water. Your beach doesn't even have to be Zanzibar, even though we highly recommend it. But your beach is where you find your mental tranquility without chaos, without confusion. So take care. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you on Black Friday.
That's right. We will be here on Black Friday with you.
What's happening, everybody? Black Friday is here. We're blowing out everything. We're going to give you a master training, 3-hour course, 2 consultations. We're going to teach you how to build credit up to $100,000 interest-free for 18 months. Pay off your home in 7 to 10 years. And most importantly, pay $8,333 a month. Passive income. It's a $997 course. You get it all today on Black Friday for $97. Hit that link and beat me to the master training. Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to my beautiful luxury residential resort in Zanzibar, Tanzania, in the beautiful Indian Ocean. 7 days, 6 nights, all transportation, pamper chef, festivities, excursions, beautiful sun, warm water beaches, and all you have to do is hit me with $100. That's right, free easy payments of $100. Get you a bucket list trip in paradise with DJ the Money Coach. First 24 only. I'll see you in paradise.